Vegas, and welcome to Face the Tribune with the legendary Rolando Larraz Damanitas. And welcome today. It is a good day to be an American. We have a big show for you today. We have my baby sister back from her travels. She was in India and in London. And we have our cousin Ken. Our cousin Ken is also here, a political pundit, and he loves to talk politics. So with that, Rolando, how are you feeling today with all these people
Well,
around
I'm happy to see Ken over here, a Trump fan.
Yeah.
You know? He's such a Trump fan. I like to rub it in. And the beautiful sister is here,
beautiful.
you know, and she came from London.
Yeah.
Wow.
Long way.
It's nice to have a rich boyfriend, you know.
Tell me about it.
So tell us about your travels. Tell us about India. How was India?
India is, you know how they say the best way to learn and experience things is traveling?
Yes.
So my mom really wanted to have that be an experience where we go over there, see the different cultures and why it's so good to be born in America or have the ability to be living here, right?
Yes.
It's a very poor country, so it like even things as far as getting hot water out of the faucet is a luxury. You know what I mean? I was showering in a bucket, like getting hot water, filling it up. You know, you take for granted in America. We just turn it on and it's there. You know,
we get mad when we don't have hot water.
Yeah, no. So it was just gives you kind of a paradigm shift of experiences. You know, you think your life's so bad until you get to go see some other countries and you're like, wow, you know, just the opportunities we have here. So we also stayed on an ashram, which is like an orphanage over there, has 65 children. Yeah, it was really neat to see how this ashram was like a family. Like even though there's 65 kids, they all were like brothers and sisters. Like holding the older ones were holding the babies. You know what I mean? It just became like a really.
Are they all related or no?
No, none of them are related. And maybe a couple brother pairs or sister pairs. But so that was a very humbling experience too, to just see and you know what I mean, be involved in that and get to.
And see how the people, even if they have a bad financial situation, they still love each other and they take care of each other. It's the human on them, you know, it's not the. But that is something that I think every American should be seeing those things, experiences, so we can appreciate what we have in here.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the reason why so many people that come from another country appreciate and respect this country more than the American people does.
That's very true.
Look at that, people burning the American flag.
Yes.
You know, first of all, in any other country, that is illegal.
Mm-hmm.
It is not something.
Don't give away my show. That's my show today.
Okay, bro. Don't give away. That's you multi-plumbing show. You know? I'm good at students, you know?
But you're absolutely right, Rolando. Just the perspective, huh? You know, you're from Cuba, my mom's from Cuba, and you know the luxuries we don't have compared to this country. You know, there's people there are so poor and doing out so much.
In Cuba? No?
You know,
I don't know. I guess I was one of the privileged, and I had a lot of things that maybe other people didn't have. But Cuba was a different country. Cuba was a country that was so close to the United States. It's only 90 minutes flight.
Yes.
You know, and also so much American businesses over there. Even the poor people have television sets. Some places don't have television. You know, even in the United States, there's poor people that didn't have television in the 50s and the 60s. You know, and Cuba was the first country having television. Did it 1 year before the United States.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Our money was worth a penny more than the dollar in the 50s, 55, 56.
Wow.
You know, under the supposed alleged dictator Batista, you know. Then he only was there for 6 years, and they call him a dictator. And he got Fidel Castro in jail, and Fidel has a telephone line in his cell, and he got a library. He's not a dictator. That was the stupid thing that Batista did. Batista should have killed Fidel if he would have been such a.
Our wonderful producer, Sienna, just let us know that we're on the air. Thank you so much. 10 minutes into the show for doing that, but she does a phenomenal job. We all joke around, but Sienna works so hard to put our shows on. She does a wonderful, wonderful job for all of us. So we're blessed to have her. And you was talking about the contradiction between when you went to London after you left India and how expensive it is to live there and how.
It's more expensive than New York.
Yeah, it is.
Really?
It was such like a culture shock.
More expensive than San Francisco.
Yes. Yes. It's obviously we have a ton of like historical, really cool things there, like Westminster Abbey, the Crown Jewels. You know, there's a lot of those type things. But just to go from India, where like you're showering in a bucket, to then going to like a 5-star hotel and you know what I mean? It's just it kind of is even hard to process. It takes like a little bit of time to realize like, wow, you know what I mean? You see just the amount of poverty in India, like little kids running around the streets that they're all homeless. Like it's wild. Yeah. Wild.
A lot of beggars.
How's the money situation over there in India? You see people, they have way to buy a car, or it's like every other country, the little privilege.
Yeah, I would say it's more like every other country where the privilege is privilege and the poor is poor.
But the poor is bigger than the.
When you say it's like no middle class, it's just.
No, yeah.
Poor.
Yeah. Haves and have-nots.
Yeah, have and have-nots.
They're trying to make this country like that. Yes, that's what they're trying to do here. But Donald Trump is I learned from the best. Are we so proud though? Did you see what he's doing with Carrier? He's making these. They're going to stay here. That's 1,000 more jobs that he's keeping in America.
No, they said they're going to take 700 jobs over there to Mexico.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how many are they going to keep here in Indiana?
I think 600 or something, you know, but they're going to pay the price. Yeah. Believe me.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to pay the price.
Yeah. That's right.
I think it should be. They should pay the price.
That's right.
But let's keep talking about India because it's interesting.
It's very interesting.
It is, and it's sad at the same time. Find people that are that poor, you know. And what about restaurants? Do they have a lot of restaurant traffic?
It just depends where you're at. There's where we were staying at the ashram is a little bit more rural. It's not, you know, like there's not just restaurants and things on the corner. Yeah, like more up in the mountains. Where if we were in like New Delhi, it's more city, so there's a lot more places to shop. And
well, why were you there? Why did you go there?
We went there as like we went with this yoga affiliate, and we went to go stay purposely at that ashram, and to like experience and bond with those children. So we did it kind of as like a family thing. My other brother went with me. So it was just kind of like a thing to be there, experience it, and then also just maybe give you, like I said, a shift of perspective of how like things aren't so bad where we are from, or you know, back home.
Yeah.
So you say, so like basically, would you say that like people in America take being from America for granted?
Yes.
They take it for granted, but unfortunately, unless they are able to go and see something else, they really have no way to compare it to, you know. Like, unless you have the ability to travel and see other things, like, you know, just, like you commented, like, about TV, like, I was thinking even our, like, ghettos have TV and carpet, and you can get water out of the tap, I mean, it's not...
Well, that's what I was saying. Even in Cuba, the poor people, they have no floor, you know, they used to call them the Barrio Las Yaguas, and they have no floor. It was... soil, and but they got TV, you know, and they got a telephone.
And again, that's right.
You know, so that's something that I don't know. It's kind of strange because before I buy a TV, I probably put a floor so it's not that cold, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The things that are important.
Yeah.
See, like, and how I look at it is like, you know, when you're grown or growing up in that type of culture and society and everything, then you don't look towards, like, say, our society and be jealous because you're like, you know, it's like, what can you do? It's like you're living your life.
Yeah.
And like, those, like, from what I know those kids in India and like all of the other different poorer countries and stuff, that's just what they're doing. They're being kids. They're living their life.
They don't know any
Do
different.
you go there with a group or an association? Or
Yeah, the association.
What kind of group is it?
In Northern California, there's a place called Mount Madonna, and so it was found. There's a silent monk who took a vow of silence over 50 years ago, and he's the one who like started this like affiliation. So I'm actually yoga certified from that place.
Okay.
So then they decided to take a group of individuals, you know, who are all into yoga and meditation and who want to support and be part of that ashram over there. So I felt like it was a little bit safer to travel with a group like
Of
that.
course.
I mean, India's very dangerous. Even there were some times there.
Oh,
where
really? Why? You know the crime?
anytime you're a foreigner, I mean, even in New York,
Yeah.
you get, you know, people stand out, you know. I mean, we did try to respect their culture as much as we
Yeah,
could.
you attack it.
Yeah, even though we dressed the same dress and like, you know, was very respectful, you still stand out. So
Yeah.
another thing I thought was interesting is one of the first things that the group made us do is we went to visit in one day all 3 different temples that are like in a very close proximity. So we went to a Muslim temple, a Sikh temple, and a Hindu temple.
Mhm.
So it's just interesting too how like when you have such poor people and like such at a poverty level, yet their like faith is so strong. Like no matter what they believe in, you know what I mean? No matter what God or whatever, they still have a faith that is like a devotion that's
Do you
different.
live here in the Bay?
I do.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think you should have a radio show
Ah!
talking about this?
I do. I'm doing it right now.
I know,
No, I'm
but
just kidding.
having your own radio show in the afternoon somewhere, you look at it, you like to sleep in the morning. You look at it, you get up
How do you know? How do you know that?
Because
I need that beauty sleep, you know? No, I'm just kidding.
And you look at it, you like to get up at 10, 11, something like that, and then take your time with your coffee.
Oh, wow.
You
Did you tell him?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. But you heard it here first on Faces
You know,
Review.
I mean,
We might have a new host of the show, my sister, coming soon. So, you know, she'll talk to the big boss behind closed doors, and we will see what happens.
That's my class.
But that would absolutely. Cian is making sure we're all hydrated. I'm telling you, she's the best in the business. So she's making sure that we all are hydrated during the show. But yeah, I mean, we would love to have you.
You have it's almost like a religion show, right?
Yeah.
Talking about what you learn at yoga.
Absolutely.
That's something that it is getting to be more popular
Sure.
in the United States now than it was. You know,
Sure.
in the old days when you hear Cher or any of those movie stars doing yoga, you know, oh wow, she do yoga.
Yeah.
You know, now it is more.
Yes, it
It's
is.
definitely more prevalent.
Yeah.
I think you just reminded me of one of the things how you said, like when the movie stars and stuff get into it. Then we're like, oh, what's going on? We even visited a place called Rishikesh, and that's the place where like the Beatles went, where Jerry Garcia's ashes are. Like it's very one of those places in India that a lot of the stars and stuff would flock to, and do exactly that. Do yoga, learn other religions, other philosophies, just other ways of life, and then have an opportunity to practice those. So.
Yeah, and another thing is the how many American entertainers are in that. Jerry Garcia is the only one.
The Beatles, or like
the Beatles are there too.
Well, no, they went there and did a whole album, I believe, there. So it just becomes a once you're in that circle of like yoga teachers and things like that, that's a place
Is
to
that
go.
where you record your album? And,
My album? No, that's not. But,
I like this girl.
Oh, yeah. She's wonderful. She's wonderful. My baby sister is so smart and so beautiful, and we're blessed to have her here.
thank you guys.
And we're blessed to have my cousin here. He's an extremely
Yeah.
intelligent person. We're so blessed, and but you guys, seriously, you heard it here on Facebook Tribune. We're going to try and expand the family. We're going to possibly have Ken involved in advertising, and my sister, maybe we will get a show going. So I keep telling you, big things are happening at Radio Tribune, and we're just going to, for the blessings of Rolando LaRosse, he's given us opportunities, and we're going to try and grow the show and just take Radio Tribune to an even bigger point than it is right now. We're so blessed to be here.
Having a variety of shows,
Yes.
it would make it easy for him
Yes.
to sell the
That's
commercials.
right. That's right.
That's
right.
one thing go after the other way. It's like a circle.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You have to have the audience, and you have to have the programming to have the audience, and then the audience will bring the commercials.
Absolutely.
That's the way it's been.
Absolutely.
I think always,
That's
know.
right.
Word of mouth
And,
advertising.
But also the variety.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be just politically. It has to be Trump, and we don't have
That's right.
oh, by the way, now then we are talking about that. Tomorrow, the Clark County District Attorney, Steve Wilson, is going to be a guest in Facebook Tribune.
Big things.
We
It's been a long time since I've spoken with him. It's been a while since I've spoken with him.
Really? You friends or you enemies?
Either one, Bruce.
I like it.
You talked to him when he was an attorney, or after he became district attorney? After he became?
Yeah.
So you must be important.
Oh, no, not me.
You are.
Somewhere down the line between.
You're not only good looking, you're also important.
I got it.
I love it, huh?
I have to agree now. Ability only goes so far.
Yes.
54 degrees today in Las Vegas. It's a beautiful day to be an American. And Donald Trump, if you haven't known by now, he saved us a few jobs by working out a deal to keep carriers, some of the people there at work. They were really worried. I mean, that's something to get a pink slip a couple of months before Christmas. That's a horrible thing. But our president saved us a few jobs. And once again, we are sponsored by Mail by Renee. If you'd like to get a wonderful downtown address in Las Vegas, $10 a month. Call in 702-626-0716 and see Ann. She's a wonderful manager there. And you can have a wonderful downtown address for $10 a month. Also, we are sponsored by the Las Vegas Tribune. And if you would like to do some advertising in the Las Vegas Tribune paper or have a commercial run on any of the Radio Tribune shows, Face the Tribune with Rolando LaRosse or The Conservative American by Chris Garcia, you can call in. What's the number?
702-426-6022.
Excellent. You can talk to Rolando or our business manager, Ken, here, and you can get a commercial ran at a pretty competitive rate. And so, you're saying London is expensive as all get out, huh?
London is expensive and it is cold. It's cold. I mean, it is very beautiful and it's very neat to see things that you've only read about in books and seen in movies.
And it's worth it, the expensive, it's worth it. Because New York is expensive, but it's worth it. It's got a lot of things to.
I think that just depends on the individual that you're asking.
Well, I'm asking you.
Well, for me, it was.
You didn't think it was.
To be honest, not really. I didn't, but I mean, I am from Vegas. I do have a high expectation of things.
Right.
But no, it was very wonderful. It's also very cold, so I went from being in India where there's mosquitoes and it's hot and you're always sweaty and, to being very freezing. Yeah, it was kind of gloomy and stuff. So after London, then I went to Amsterdam. So I liked Amsterdam as well. There's a lot of really cool things there too. the weather's still pretty cold, but
Is that the home of the red light district? Isn't that?
Yes.
that is
Yeah.
correct.
My sister didn't go there. I know
No,
that.
I drove
You
down.
just drove
You have to see it. You know what I mean? You have to,
Yeah, you didn't get out the car, though, did you? Just
It is a
no,
tourist
are you kidding? Yeah, but it is a tourist attraction. It's very interesting. So they also have they have a bicycle system there that is amazing. Everyone's on bikes. There's even bicycle parking
Really?
garages. Yeah, it's a
Are
very.
the prostitute and bicycle?
I didn't see that going on, but
That's a
yeah, I'm sure it's
I'd like to
one
see
there's
them running
like-
away from the police.
So
Straight to your door.
it's straight to your door. So that was also very interesting, to see the canals, just to see the city and then also how people treat you as an American, even as much as you try to dress the style or just be, fit in and not stand out, you still, people,
They treat you good or bad?
that depends. For the most part, the places I was staying were really nice. They were treating us very well, but I have traveled before where you're not treated so well as an American.
No, you're not.
And and then you kind of understand why. When I also was a dancer on a cruise ship a couple years back, and that's when I really got the idea of the different levels of poverty, and then why people. I don't want to say hate America, but they are. There is an ingrained jealousy or hatred towards Americans, whatever they
And
perceive.
some people are not intelligent enough to separate the political system
Very true.
from the American people
Very
that
true.
are very different, and they might even have the same political inclination as they have. But they, America, it's like, Cubans, people generalize too much.
Sure.
But I remember I told you that the other day. I remember when you travel with an American passport, and they throw the red carpet at you. They treat you like kings and queens, But now it is dangerous.
It is
You have to be careful. You can be held hostage. You can be kidnapped. You can be killed just because you are an American, and that is sad.
Yeah.
Because this country used to be well liked by everybody, I don't know how old you are, but I'm young, and I remember in my younger days that the American people were treated with more respect and more love that they are treated now outside the United States.
What I think ended up happening is that, over the years, the United States of America, just the people in general, started pushing their opinions and their beliefs on other countries and stuff like that. So it kind of pushed a lot of people away. If you think about it, one of the main things that a lot of other countries hate about America is the fact that we're always trying to push our values on their way of life. Instead of just letting them live their way of life, we're always trying to.
Wait, really?
You think so?
I think so.
I feel like
I think it's the other way around.
I feel like we come here. Maybe they're jealous that we can have our own values.
Yeah.
Because look at this. I remember way back. Okay, I've been in Las Vegas for 60 years, so I travel a lot. And I remember, we went to this Greek restaurant. We went to this Italian restaurant. Nobody talk about eating a hamburger and French fries. They all talk about all these different places. I went to this magnificent Mexican place. Why would I pay $40 for tacos and enchiladas? I mean, let's face it, I don't. I'd rather have a chef salad or something, spinach salad. I love vegetables. That's probably why I don't. But I believe the American people have the tendency to infatuate too much foreign things, people from another country. And I know this is a country that is a mixed pot, and we got immigrants from everywhere, But people come here because, I mean, I don't know about people, but I come here because I like to be an American. I like the American stuff, you know. And I remember that when I used to go to Cuba, you know, and people were, oh, you bought that in Miami. Oh, you bought that in New York, you know, and people was crazy about the American stuff. You buy this glass and you put made in Cuba, they don't want to pay the price. But if you say made in USA, they pay anything to have that. And that is the mentality of most people. And I don't understand why we can appreciate what we have and what that country is, whatever country it is. It doesn't have to be Cuba or Venezuela. I live very, very good in Venezuela. I love Venezuela. Not now, but, you know, I'm a capitalist. I like good things, you know. I don't like, and I was lucky. I was very close to the president of Venezuela, and my 1955 Thunderbird, it was a gift from him, you know, and you know, unfortunately, in Latin countries, you go to sleep with one president and get up with another, you know, and that's so.
Yes.
But Venezuela was one of the richest countries in Latin America, and the president there, Perez Jimenez, he was graduated from West Point. He speaks English better than, well, not better than me, anybody speaks better than you, you know, and he was talk English without, he speak English without even an accent.
Yes.
He was friends with this country. He was friends with the president of this country, and this country betrayed him for a communist. You know, this is another show, this is something that someday I can, you know, but it is the same thing with Cuba. You know, Cuba was in good relationship with this country, and they used to give guns to Fidel Castro by Guantanamo Bay. Why do they betray their friends and their allies? Is something I never been able to understand. You know,
absolutely right.
the people are wonderful. The people are fantastic.
Yes.
The government is the one that stinks.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
to be honest.
No matter what.
We got good days ahead of us, though. Thankfully, we got a president-elect that I think is going to be good
Yes.
for this country. And Rolando said it here first, and Cian, our producer, they were two of the first people that were supporting Donald Trump. And Rolando went to church, I believe it was the day of the election or the night before, and he told me, he said, I said a prayer for this country, and I said a prayer for Donald Trump. And he believes in prayers, and so do I. And God heard his prayer and all of our prayers.
Yes.
Now we have a wonderful president. What do you think, sis, about our border? What do you think he's going to do about that?
You don't have to be
I'm
afraid
not,
of
I'm
being
not being right or wrong. I'm to be honest, I'm not sure. I listened to your show yesterday, and kind of what you guys were talking about. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. Either way, I think.
Do you think we should have open borders, or do you think we should have more security on our borders? A wall may be built to check the people that are coming in.
I'm not so sure if I would go as extreme as a wall, but I definitely think we need to have security. I mean, like you said yesterday, when we go to other countries, we have to go in and everything's
Absolutely.
legit.
You did, didn't you?
Oh
When you
yeah,
went around,
for sure.
They
They
check
want
the people.
to know what you do.
How
Absolutely.
difficult was for you when you get to customs in India or in London?
Yes.
How was it?
It wasn't difficult, but I mean, it is a process, and you do have to go
Yes.
through, and they ask you, and they want to know why you're there, and who you're traveling with,
That's
and
what Cam was talking about.
how long
Yeah.
you're going to stay, and
Yes.
and what you do back home, and
They want to know.
they want to know. But I think also it's the fact that like we even have the opportunity to do that. Like a lot of times, if you're born in I'm many countries, but I just know some people that I used to be friends with in Jamaica, they could never even have the opportunity to get a visa to travel to America or any other country.
Why? Because they black?
Well, just how their government works. I mean, I think
Oh, they government,
Yeah.
not this government.
No, yeah. So,
He's right. He's
so
right.
I did.
He's right.
So I mean, I definitely think there needs to be control.
Yes.
You know, how we go about doing that and how we go about doing that and not
Well, we
offending
need to
people.
know. We need to know who is here.
That's
We
right.
need to know who. You know,
100%. I mean, they know. I mean, even when I got to the ashram, I had to fill out paperwork saying I'm staying at this location.
Right.
Here's my passport. Like at all times, they have count of everyone in their country.
Yes.
Like, so, I mean, I would hope and assume that we would also follow suit and do that.
we go the same thing.
Yeah, like,
This is the only country right now that it has a free borders. You know, open borders. You know, you don't know how you get. You don't know how you get the people here. You don't know what they're gonna do. They're gonna kill people in here.
it creates a whole bunch of other questions, like, when these people get here, obviously they're going to need a way to make money.
Yeah.
So then that's probably a whole other show
Yeah,
topic.
but that should not be that way. People that come here should have their own money. They're not gonna come here and how they're gonna make money.
But isn't that like how what America was like first about? Like you come here and you're given the opportunity to be able to make money. You know?
Well, I don't know, but let me tell you, when I came here the very first time, I had to have some charts against illnesses and this and that. You have to have some kind of backing financially, then you're not going to be left for the government to support you, you know, and now they walk in and they go straight to the welfare, you know.
And like, if you think about it, this is like, you know, you guys already know my view on with the borders and everything. If you, like I said, if you take the necessary process and steps to become an American citizen, then by all means, come on. Like, you think about what the Irish immigrants had to go through over at Ellis Island.
Right.
That's right, Kim.
And the Italians and the Jewish, and they all go
so much.
And then the Cubans went straight to Opalaca Air Force Base or military base, whatever. And I know that because my late brother was there when he came from Cuba. He was there for 2 weeks until they get. Some people been there for 6 months.
Yes.
He was there for 2 weeks because he got all the papers in order and everything. You know, I already have a resident over here, so I didn't have to go through all that. But now they're complaining because the Syrian refugees they wanted to put them in a place. Every time you have some massive
Immigration.
See, and like American
groups, you have to have a place to put it. And remember the movie Scarface? You saw the movie? They put them they put in all those Cubans in that tent. That's another one I forgot.
You're absolutely right, and that angers me because if you say that today, you're called a racist. How are you a racist if you just say you want to vet these people coming into our country? You just want to know why they're here. What are their intentions? Is that racist?
That's not racist at all. In fact, that's what I got asked every country I went to.
Exactly.
Where are you going? Why are you here? How long are you going to be here? What is your intention in coming here?
They called Donald Trump a racist for saying he wanted to check people.
How can you be considered a racist when your main thought is the security of our
country? Of a country. Thank you, Kim.
Which, like, 100%,
that's
yeah.
A well put. That's a very well put.
Yes.
How can you be called a racist when you're just looking for the safety and the protection of the citizens that live here, regardless where they come from?
Absolutely.
You know, because by you being protected, I am protected.
Yeah.
And I wasn't born here, you know, but you know.
You know, if we protected our coastal shores, the flights in to the country, and we did a little bit more background check and background screenings on individuals that are coming into the country, America would be a lot safer, you know.
Absolutely.
And, you know, don't get me wrong, it's really not as safe as it could be just because of the Americans on Americans. but we shouldn't have to worry about outsiders or foreigners coming in here and destroying our country because they have something against our country or they feel that it's what they.
We're too politically correct.
Yeah.
If you had committed a crime in India, what would they have done to you? How fast would they have been on you, and you'd have been locked up?
I was, that's.
You were worried about that.
There's
doing anything,
anything,
yes.
even anything.
Yes.
Buying
And
anything, being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yes.
I'm not trying to be in another country's
Absolutely.
jail system.
And you know what it is to be in another country jail
Yeah.
where you don't speak the language.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
Oh, God.
Yes.
I was very,
Yes.
I was very cautious about that. Not that I was doing anything wrong, but I didn't even want to be
Look
looked
at
like I was, you know, like
And that's
so.
what I was saying the other day. I said it's incredible how we coddle these people.
Yeah.
They come over here, and you says that all the time, Rolanda. We treat them better than the American people. Immediately they're giving lawyers, and they're giving this, that, and the other. But when we commit crimes, they take us to county in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But they commit crimes, and they're giving lawyers, and they're from this country, so we can't touch them, or we can't. Really? Wow, it's incredible. You go to Mexico and do something, and watch how fast they throw you in jail.
And then they go to jail in here and they complain about the Muslim.
Yeah.
Oh, I could not find a Spanish channel. Go to jail in Mexico and you're gonna see what it is.
That's right.
The first night there, you lose your virginity.
Oh
Man, I don't want to be. I mean, they are. Look what they doing to a Chapo Guzman.
Yes.
Look at the way they treating him. The guy was in business. He was in business like they all have. In here, they got Tony Espilotro, and people do business, and believe me, those kind of people that do business like that, if you don't interfere with them, they will not touch you. They will not bother you.
Absolutely.
It's when you start interfering with a person's progression. Like I'm trying to progress. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to establish a business, or I'm trying to dictate my way, whatever you want to call it. But as soon as you get in that way, you become and I move it out the way.
And I tell you, some of those people, I have met some of them. I met John Gotti in New York, and he was always very respectful. I saw him many times, well, not many times, but a couple times, telling the kids, "What are you doing out of the school? Get back to school."
Right.
I walk you there. And he walked one child because the child was afraid that the teacher was going to find out that he was, and he took the kid to school.
Yes. Yes.
They want the best for the children.
Yes,
they don't want to
Yes,
have.
they do. They actually don't want the children to do what they did or what they have to do. They want those kids to grow up and be doctors and lawyers.
They don't want competition.
They don't. That's it. Now, how long were you in London?
Only for like 4 days.
Did you see, because I know they also have a large Islamic population over there.
They do.
Did you see
They do?
Yes,
Yeah,
they
they do.
And they're having a lot of terrorist problems in England and in France, big terrorist.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, that is correct. I noticed that. They
Yes.
do have a huge population, and I was thinking about those terrorist
Yes.
attacks.
Did you notice anybody following you, or any like police or?
No. I mean, once I was in London, I met up with my boyfriend, and he was speaking over there at a lecture. So we were staying at like very nice places. Yeah. So I mean, we weren't so much being followed or anything like that. But in India, it was different. Like in India, you could tell even just walking around, like there were people always on the train station scouting us. Like, yeah, even though
In
like
a good way or in a bad
no, in
way?
a bad way. Like they wanted to rob us. Or you could feel it. You can.
Oh, but not because they was like members of the government.
No.
They didn't follow you because you was a terrorist or
No. I mean, we're definitely not.
but you felt lonely. You felt like you were being. They knew that you weren't.
Oh, a
Yeah.
foreigner for
Yeah,
sure.
you were a
Yeah.
foreigner,
I mean,
yeah.
I even could kind of look maybe like some, Middle Eastern or whatever,
Yes,
but
yes.
still standing out like crazy. But also I think they have this like idea that everyone from America is so rich. You know what I mean?
They
And
do.
granted, like on a scale, we are rich, compared
yeah.
to some of them. But I
Oh,
mean, we're, so I think they just want to like get our stuff, take our bags, whatever. I just felt like I was always being watched in India, like when I wasn't on the ashram.
It's just scary, right?
Yeah, it's very different.
How about in Amsterdam?
No, in Amsterdam is so nice. Everyone's nice. I mean, shoot, people are happy. There's tea and coffee shops everywhere. There's the Van Gogh Museum. It's
So
very
it's
like
almost like a nightlife
it's
all day long.
yeah, but a very chill way of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, still things close at like 2. So when you're from
Oh, really?
Vegas, you're like, what? 2 a.m.
Yeah.
What do you mean last call?
Right.
What is
Oh,
that?
they give you a last call?
Yeah.
I
See, you can't even remember.
Now, what is the? Because I know that a lot of things there are more legal than they are here. So tell me about some of the legal products and things.
I mean, they obviously they're known for marijuana being legal, cannabis, and
Oh, really?
Yes.
yeah. So I mean, they've been one of the first countries that
Yes.
it's been legal.
Well, it's legal in Colorado too. So.
I think what Amsterdam was like one of like the trendsetters.
Oh, yeah.
For sure, yeah.
Legalization of pot.
Prostitution.
I was gonna say it was
cannabis,
the same with prostitution.
Yeah.
I mean, those women like pay taxes and get.
That's what he was talking about on the show yesterday.
Yeah, so it's interesting how they're very forward thinking on these topics that are still taboo or still like we're just getting into. You know what I mean? Also, with that, there's a lot more control. Like if you have, the prostitutes or sex workers. I mean.
And they have to check it.
I think there's more of a control, and they're also being more realistic about it, So.
And that's what Oscar Guma wanted to do over here. He wanted to open a red district on Fremont Street, and because everybody's a hypocrite. That's what it is. Oh no, but they go out and pick up a streetwalker.
See, I feel like it would be more like safer on everybody's angle of just.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Making it. I don't want to say like I'm for it, but I think.
And
there's control of it.
I am for it. It is better. First of all, let me tell you.
You're making this producer over there.
Believe me, I can be wrong, but I believe even if prostitution was legal, it would be less pimps. And the pimps
100%, yeah.
And the pimps are the one that destroy the whole, in the old days when the bellmans used to bring the girls to the rooms, if anything is missing in that room, that girl will never work anymore in any hotels in Las Vegas. They have to go back to LA or to Akron, Ohio. That's where most of the prostitutes come from. That is cool for the university for prostitutes. Akron, Ohio. All the pimps go there to pick up
That's an interesting point, though. You're right. If these women had an opportunity and a way to take care of that and be in business themselves, they wouldn't need.
They don't need them.
So in turn, it would change the dynamic of a lot of things, and just make it safer for them. They're getting tested, safer for the customer.
Because there's not that many pimps that can be called smart pimps. I knew a pimp in New York. I forgot his name now, but he come to me and he got about 7 girls. They have a corporation. Everybody has the same share of stocks. They buy in the stock market. They buy shares in General Electric and all that. And they all were, they used to turn a trick and they go in a limousine with a chauffeur.
But that's like a.
But not too many pimps are like that.
No.
That's a different. I think there's a spectrum. You know what I mean? I mean that's a little bit of a higher end type spectrum.
Oh yeah.
Also, I was just thinking though, there's got to be a spectrum where like these women not need their pimps to get, like, if they could be and would be, like, responsible enough to take care of and run that business, then they would be.
No, this guy was.
So these are that's like two separate
If you
spectrums of it,
if you look at the whole picture, that guy was more like a manager of a business.
Yeah.
He take care of the banking, he take care he controlled the money, but still, I think the prostitute that has a pimp, like I see that in LA, and at one time I saw that in the strip, the pimp right behind her, walking behind her. That is very degrading. And he's respecting the woman.
No trust.
It is trash. It is trash. And the woman is being disrespected.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I am the belief that a woman should be utmost respect. Woman, I don't know if maybe because, believe it or not, I was born from a woman, I believe women deserve, no matter what they do, as long as they act like a lady, they should be treated like a lady. Women are to be spoiled. It is to be, I don't know, treated in a different category, because they are women.
Cian agrees with you.
Yeah, of course.
Should be spoiled.
That's right.
I'm a firm believer in spoiling my lady.
It is.
I'm a firm believer.
Firm believer. Look, I've been giving my lady gifts since.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You
Yeah.
slap her?
Yeah, what do you mean,
Oh, you said.
He's being naughty. He
Go on,
doesn't
give
mean
me
that.
five. Give me five. Don't leave my hand out there.
No slapping. No, I just like her birthday just passed on Tuesday, so ever since
he's a good guy.
Ever since Thanksgiving, I brought her something every day.
Oh, very nice.
Really?
He's a great guy.
That's sweet.
Very even-tempered, even-keeled guy. He's always.
But in the same talk, I know a woman that followed her man, I think it was her husband, with a broom, and said, hippie, hippie, hippie.
I've seen that before.
Yeah, I swear to God, I know her very well. She's an evil.
As soon as he turned around and hits her.
She's an evil pussycat.
An evil pussycat. That's funny.
Well, I can't say the word, right. But I do. She was, and then the police come.
Yeah.
And then he said, well, she asked me to hit him. But in those days, it was not that difficult. Nowadays, it's a big deal of hitting a woman. In those days,
but it's also a big deal vice versa for women putting their hands on men, because women, like, don't get me wrong, men have been putting their hands on women for as long as we can think of. But at the same time, women have gone out there and have provoked situations and have gotten away with a lot of things. Like it's been a lot of times I've seen innocent men go to jail because of a woman's attitude or her actions. So now how they got it.
And there's women that control the men too,
I've seen some women that are bigger than guys.
I had a friend in San Francisco, and we were celebrating Christmas, and we was going to go buy something. I don't know what, beer or whatever. And she said, I said to her, we'll be back in a little while. We're going to go buy. And he said, yeah, we'll be back in a while. She said, where do you think you're going? Where? Who told you you can go? I went like, whoa, excuse me, lady, I mean, just like that, in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Embarrassing the man. I think it was embarrassing. I don't know.
It is.
But some guys like that too.
You're right.
Some guys like to work.
Right.
That just explains the caliber of a guy that is.
Yes.
Like I forgot where I was at, but I was walking. Actually, I was leaving from a casino, And as I was walking out, there was this guy and this lady, and they were walking in. And the lady was just walking out. She just go and just spits the
Spit on.
big old just spit on the ground, and she was just talking, just like it was so much ignorance and it was just. I was just like, nothing. I was just like shook my head like that's just disgusting.
It's a lot of ignorance, man, that goes on. A lot of ignorance. I tell you, I was blessed to have parents that I did because they taught me a lot.
Yeah.
When my dad talked to my mom, he would call her in another room. If he was upset, he would talk to her in the room, close the door. When they came out, everything was fine, and vice versa. And my wife, she's a lot like that. My wife, if it's something that she wants to talk to me, she'll always look at me, and people don't even see this. I know my cousins picked up on it, but she'll go like this. And that means she needs to talk to me. And that, to me, it's just respect each other.
My mother used to do like this.
Right.
And we all wrong.
That's right, Rolando.
I think that to add on that, how you're talking about like your relationship versus the one you're seeing, I think they say like attracts like energy, you know. So like if you're a kind person, or like you're gonna find people with the same moral compass as you are. If you're, you know what I mean, disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're not gonna. If you're a very respectful guy, you're not gonna end up with a girl that is disrespectful. It's not gonna vibe. So
it doesn't match.
Yeah, so I think.
But sometimes the difference, the contrast, make a couple stay longer.
True.
Sometimes, not too often, but it is. Sometimes you get used to that. Let her with your mother. Let her.
You learn what's worth it, what's not.
Maybe she's good in other things. Maybe she's a good cook. Maybe she's a good mother. No, it's true.
Right. We are coming down towards the end, and I hate this too. But this has been a great show, a fantastic show. I'm so blessed today. We are also blessed today that Rolando Larraz the Great, and I don't mean that word lightly. I don't think people understand what this man has done for our country, for the city of Las Vegas, that he has paved the way for people to have opportunities. He's given his entire life. He's given to people, and he's given to the city of Las Vegas, and he's given to us sitting here at this table. He's given to me and my wife. We would not be here if it wasn't for him, and we thank him so much for having us on Face the Tribune. And I keep telling you all, if you look around this table, we're doing big things. And Rolando is taking this radio station to a whole nother level. We are going to be the #1 conservative radio station in the country. You mark my word on that. Thank you so much, Ken, for being here, and my beautiful sister, Yasmin, for being here. And we had a great show today. We talked about so many topics. And please listen to us every day from 12 to 1. We stream on radiotribune.com from 12 to 1 Pacific time, and call in 702-983-0711 Pacific time, 12 to 1, and talk to us live. Stay tuned to The Conservative American with Chris Garcia. Coming up, we're going to keep the guests right here. We're going to talk about more social issues and what's going on in this country. And tomorrow, Rolando, please remind the people, watch Face the Tribune tomorrow.
Yes, Steve Wilson, the Clark County District Attorney, is going to be in this show. I hope he didn't see the Las Vegas Tribune today, because we have a big front page article about Christine Lovato. Then you need to read that, because that woman has been for 14 years incarcerated, and she wasn't even in Las Vegas when the crime was committed. And they refuse to present the evidence. They don't allow Judge Valerie Vega, former judge, luckily she